Well, welcome to the Flashback Squad. This is the podcast where we revisit the moments that shaped us, the music that moved us, and the memories that still make us laugh. My name is Sabrina Horton.
And I'm Laura Rosario. And if you love stories, about the moments behind the culture and the music and the media and all of those great memories that we all like to share, make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, and come take this ride down memory lane with all of us. And together, we are
The
the
Flashback
Flashback
Squad.
Squad. So, Sabrina, before we even introduce today's guest, I have a flashback question for you.
For me. Okay.
Yes. What's a song that instantly transports you back to a specific moment in your life?
I know. Because of who our guest is today, I'm going to say, it's my house and I live in it. It's my house and I live in it.
And everybody should know by that it's Diana Ross.
Yeah. I can hear that song in my head. I remember my aunt's house in the kitchen in the 70s, and my cousin was singing it. And I was like, "Oh, he's so cool!" And then that song like is one of my favorites, actually. One of my favorite Diana Ross songs.
Mhm. One of mine is I'm Coming Out. I love because it always reminds me of like because I always am pivoting and trying new things at every age of my life basically. And so that song, I love to play it because it just reminds me of I'm coming out, like I'm coming out now and things are going good.
It's like a time machine, and that's exactly why this podcast exists. Because every person we bring on the show has stories tied to moments in culture, music, television, in media, entertainment, where something unforgettable happened.
Exactly. And today's guest has been right in the middle, and you can see him in there, right in the middle of those moments for decades.
Yay! Today we're joined by the one and only Patrick L. Riley.
Yay!
Hello, hello.
And someone who has helped shape the way audience experience culture and music through media. Yay,
Yes,
Patrick.
yay. So Patrick has worked behind the scenes, major broadcast platforms like CBS Saturday Morning, and he's also been deeply involved in preserving the legacy of music and storytelling through projects like Soul Talking with legendary music historian David Nathan. That's just to name a few of his accolades.
Yes. And if you've ever attended a cultural conversation, a Broadway talkback, or an event at the Apollo Theater where artists and audience connect in a real way, there's a good chance that Patrick was there when the magic happened.
And lucky for us, today he's bringing those stories to the Flashback Squad. Yes.
First and foremostly, thank you both for having me. Sabrina and Laura, you're amazing. I'm so thrilled to be a part of the Flashback Squad. And really, you're spot on with kind of what's going on in the culture right now. Our stories, like we are of the folks who have lived experience with all of these elements in culture that people are suddenly interested in again, the nostalgia of it all. You see the TikTok videos. The Gen Zs are putting stories together, but they're putting them together. They weren't there, and sometimes the
Mhm.
information is wrong. So for you to really be digesting and archiving conversations from people who were really there, it means a difference, I think, for who we are trying to be in the culture and in history, because they're trying to erase history at the same time. So you're doing good work here, and I'm happy.
And
Oh,
that's a good point. I love that you said that, Sabrina. I hadn't thought of that because they are trying to erase history. And
mhm.
so I love that we are getting the real people that were back there. So
Yeah.
even if they try to erase something, we're bringing it to the forefront and it'll
Mhm.
always be here.
Yeah, and it can't be erased.
Correct.
And
Exactly.
then the other thing you said, Gen Z and Alpha, them, they're just, it's flattering.
It
It's
is.
flattering.
It is.
It
Well,
is.
it's flattering, and yet we know what are we, Gen Z, and then there's
Gen X. We're
the
X.
Gen X, the Boomers.
Hmm.
We are the ones who I think can also kind of expand our relevance in the marketplace, as
Hmm.
long as we design spaces like this to be able to continue to tell those stories.
Oh,
So it's
yes.
all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So the Flashback Squad is all about nostalgia and the stories behind all of these iconic moments. And there's a lot of them.
Yes.
So let's press rewind on the cassette player for a second.
Did you
And
say cassette? Did you say cassette? I love it.
so if we rewind your life all the way back, what is the first memory you have where you realize that media, music, and storytelling might be your lane?
I'm an Air Force brat. So I was born to a dad and a mom, both Savannah natives, born during Jim Crow times. So they didn't grow up in the most sophisticated of times for Black people. But in the late 50s, they, as church friends and lovers, graduated high school. My dad enlisted into the Air Force and would, inside of the 10 years between 60 and 70, have 3 kids, 3 different continents. My sister born in Savannah, which is where they're from. My brother born 2 years later in Germany, Berlin, and then me, the golden pleasure, born 5 years later in Tokyo, Japan.
Wow, so they were all around the world.
Yeah.
I
And,
love
and and we traveled all over, just sort of in that military way. Military living as an Air Force family, you're constantly kind of on the move. A lot of social
Patrick,
time.
real quick, before you get into that, are you able to get your dual citizenship for Japan? I'm just wondering.
Oh, I bet.
Okay.
I better. My passport says Tokyo, Japan. I think if anything goes awry with
Yeah,
this world out, they're going to send me home.
you're a native Japanese, I guess.
That is correct. To my African American family. And I want to say, really, when we left Japan, we moved to California, San Bernardino, California.
Me.
Yeah.
Norton Air Force Base. And my memories, kind of 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, are just family memories in front of the TV, watching the Diana Ross special, the Jackson 5, the variety shows, the Donnie and Marie's, the Carol Burnett's, the Mary Tyler Moore's, all of that blaxploitation, and wherever that lived, we were trying to find it because it was the best thing that looked like us, in the mid 70s.
Yeah,
the great sitcoms, Good Times, and That's My Mama, and What's Happening.
Jeffersons.
All of that stuff raised me, and it raised me with my family. So we became then interested, living in California, in the Hollywood tours when we went to visit my uncle in LA, and we loved Disney and what that looked like. We went to Six Flags Magic Mountain and got to see the great concerts. My first concert was Natalie Cole.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
at Magic Mountain. I mean, like,
Wow.
at 5 years old, and just sort of knowing that this woman is something special, and these. So I kind of I was attracted to the divas early on. Let's say my dad, I lost him a couple of years ago, but he would say in an interview, he'd say, Patrick's ambitions have always been felt. Because I always loved the divas, like from early on.
Before we get on to anything, what is this about? Because you mentioned your favorite diva, Diana Ross.
This is Diana Ross, who I've loved since childhood for all the reasons that everybody loves her. And for the record, by the way, your 2 songs are still in the set list. At 81, she's still performing. She just had a show last night.
What?
And
I know she did New Year's Rockin' Eve, and that.
Yeah, I saw her on that. I didn't know she was touring.
She is on tour. Diana in Motion is the name
wow.
of the current tour. But that picture at the bottom right is when I interviewed her on the opening night of Motown the Musical, which, big Broadway hit. And I had met her before, interviewed her before even, but this was a special night just because it was Berry Gordy bringing the story to the Great White Way. And so that night was spectacular. Everybody was there. Jesse Jackson, God rest his soul. Mary Wilson, God rest her soul. Martha Reeves. There were so many great Motown acts. But I will tell you this, when Berry and Diana pulled up onto 45th Street in front of the theater, it was like Beatlemania. The whole block just went wild. I so happened to be interviewing Miss Gladys Knight at the time. And when I heard that burst and I saw that it was Diana, I said, thank you, Miss Knight.
Yes.
We'll talk to you soon. And of course, I love Gladys Knight. This is Miss Ross in Vegas. My birthday, 2019. I was able to gift her my book. I'm the author of a book, That's What Friends Are For, on the women who inspired me. Part memoir, part entertainment diary, celebrating the greatness of African-American women from the womb, including my mom. God rest her soul. And so I surprised Miss Ross with a copy of the book. And that's bottom left there is Gerald Albright.
Okay.
And so he was in the show. Diana dedicated Good Morning Heartache from Lady Sings the Blues to him. He's a big guy. He came up to me and he says, what did you give her? It put the biggest smile on her face. And I said, oh, it's my book. So that's what that moment represents.
I love that. And congratulations on your book too. That's awesome. I got to get that book. So
available where all books are sold. And though it's a 2019-2020 NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists, outstanding literary work, it's an evergreen. And I wrote it from that angle.
Let's see it again. Let's see that cover. I want to see both the front and the back. Okay.
That's what Friends Are For, on women who inspired me. And you see everybody on the cover there. That's Janet and Tracy Ellis Ross, Diana Ross, Wendy Williams, Aretha Franklin, Taraji P. Henson, Beyonce. And I got so many of them. The publisher,
I love that photo right there.
Dorby Books asked me to
I love that.
see if I could get a few of them to do a blurb, that you do the book and then you get a
Mhm.
blurbs for the book.
Mhm.
And I was honored that I got like a dozen blurbs. So
Oh,
Yeah,
I
of
love
course,
that.
Melba
of
Moore,
course, for you,
Tasha Smith,
Patrick.
Beverly
Oh,
Johnson, Melissa Morgan, Angela Robinson Whitehurst, Tamara Tooney, Monifa, Mara Schiavocampo, and there were some that we
oh
weren't even able to put in. So
Mhm.
I was honored because I'm using the term friend loosely. Many of them
Mhm.
are my
Mhm.
friends, but the lion's share of them are friends in my head. Like Woody Williams used to say. You know what I mean? And so now the publisher's saying, okay, get your friends to send you a book. I'm like,
now, like, put your money where your mouth is now.
yeah,
That.
they all came through. That just as they were salvific to me as a child and kind of pushed me through those moments where I was finding myself looking at them
Mhm.
on TV. They saved me in getting my book done.
I
So
love that.
it's full
And
circle.
Melba Moore, you mentioned so many wonderful names that did the blurb. Like we said, Melba Moore,
Yes.
Taraji P. Henson. What did I say? Like I said, Taraji P. Henson, right?
Taraji P. Henson.
Because my
Mhm.
nose is so stuffed up, I feel like I'm not saying things correctly.
Tomato,
And
tomato, Taraji.
okay,
It's
Yeah.
okay.
and so what was it like working with, or because you mentioned also Diana's daughter, Tracy. I love Tracy Ross. Is she as, because she seems so like she doesn't care about like cameras being on her because she does so many goofy things that make us laugh. You know what I mean? And I love that about her. Is that how she is also in real life? Very easygoing?
Tracy is amazing. She's just as the energy you see is her energy. It's organic. It's not a put on. She is her mother's child in many ways. That is a positive thing when I say that. But
Mhm.
she is also her own woman, and she has really kind of taken the advantages of being a nepo baby and turned them into a whole nother level, which I think is what Miss Ross is about. She's not about sort of having all the spotlight for her. Each of her children feel that her love, her spotlight is on them. And one of the
Oh,
shots in that other Diana montage you shared is when Rhonda Ross, her oldest daughter, her daughter with Berry Gordy, is a dear friend. So I can almost really speak more intimately about Rhonda. Rhonda, I got the chance to interview just in November for the 50th anniversary of Mahogany. It was a special screening.
Oh, I love
I
mahogany.
did
Don't
too.
you,
I
We
did.
Sabrina?
hosted it at the
Oh,
Apollo, and then I'd also interviewed her a few years before at the National Black Theater in Harlem. And the in both instances, they were instances where she asked me to interview her. She's aware that I am her mother's biggest fan. But over
Uh-huh.
the years, I've had a chance to build a relationship with her. And she said, I want you to sort of come in and speak to the nostalgia, the Black excellence that is Diana Ross and Berry Gordy. But I also want you to reflect back on me, what I have done over these many years. And she is an amazing singer-songwriter. In fact, on that album cover you see there, that's Diana Ross's 2022 Grammy nominated album, Thank You, on which
mm.
wrote a song called Count on Me. And it was a song she wrote for her mother that she presented to her on Mother's Day. Her mother asked to record it. And now they are traveling all over the world, all over the globe, singing that song as a duet. And so
Oh,
Oh,
I
it's
had to
so
bring that moment up
beautiful.
with Rhonda at the Mahogany event, and it almost brought tears. It did bring tears
it's
to her
you.
eyes because she said
Uh-huh.
that as sweet as the moment is for the audience, no one has the view that she has. While she's also, let's be real, helping her mom, her 81-year-old mom out. She's caretaker as well. And she
Mm.
gets to look at her mom in her eyes every night on that sold out stage that's usually in Europe, or they're going to Japan in a couple of months, etc. And she gets a view that none of us gets, which is the view
Uh,
in her mother's eyes. And she sees it every
I
Oh,
night.
don't even I don't even know how Diana Ross could do all that at 80. To use Sabrina, look at what like at
I
80.
know. I
I
don't
can't
know.
even. I'm
We love
tired.
her so much. And then actually, but today is March the 26th,
Okay.
which
Yes,
happens to
happy birthday.
be
So she's
her
82. So
birthday.
that
Woo!
82 years young. And she when
Looking
she
like
performs
62 or
upside down,
right.
which I know I'm sure that's somebody else's favorite. So I think it's all of our
It
favorite. We love
is. It is mine. It is
right.
mine.
And I know
I
Sabrina
can't.
remembers when Diana brought Michael on the stage in the round and they did it together. I know you remember
Oh,
that.
yes,
I know
absolutely. That was at the forum, I think. I wasn't
that was
there,
at
but
the
of course,
forum. You are correct. And so,
yeah.
and Upside Down is number one again because of Stranger Things. So she makes
Oh,
it has literally streamed into the billions and billions and billions because it's been incorporated into Stranger Things.
Wow.
It's like,
What I remember about Upside Down is I remember it came out like I was like I think 12 or so, and I was walking into a record store, which we don't have those anymore. It's a couple here and there, but they put it on and it was like really loud, right? And just the beginning of it with Nile Rodgers from Chic. It's such a jam.
it
I like to
is.
say the bop now, but with
yeah,
the
it's
just
a
that
bop.
opening. you can mix that opening is just great. She's
And
got
we know MC Light went on to incorporate it in one of her big hits, "Rock the Party," right? And so it has legs. It has legs.
Yes, yes, it does.
And
Yes,
Miss Ross exclaims in the show, Diana Ross still has it.
yes,
Oh
she
yeah.
does.
And
Yes,
I
she
can say
does.
my second favorite one is Sweetest Hangover.
Oh,
It starts
love Hanging.
slow, and then it just
That's
turns
it.
into this party, like, oh, it's just jamming. I love that one too.
Yes,
And you
and I.
remember she also got to in giving Beyonce her birthday greeting. What that was a year or so ago. She surprised Beyonce with a happy birthday, and she
Yeah.
came in to Love Hangover. You know.
Oh,
That is the jam.
I love Hangover too, and I love like Touch Me in the Morning. That's like one of my favorite love songs. Touch Me in the Morning.
It's so elegant and so classy, and all the ladies, and they will admit it to you, from Roberta to Dion, they all wanted it. They were jealous of Miss Ross because she got that one. They all wanted it
Really?
in the morning. And it's worth noting, Michael Masser did that song. He did Do You Know Where You're Going To? He did It's
Oh.
My Turn. Remember It's My Turn?
Mhm.
He did
Oh yeah.
great, powerful ballads for Miss Ross. And then come the 80s, he would transition into doing great ballads for Whitney. So he did
Oh.
Greatest Love of All, which was the remake of George Benson, but he did Didn't We Almost Have It All at Once. All that's Michael Masser. So when Diana graduated to sort of a different type of music, Whitney happily took the rest of Michael Masser's ballads and made them big hits.
Oh wow.
Yes.
I just got to interject here. I shared with you one of our other guests that's coming up. Her name is Dr. Alonda Thomas, and she's a VP and CMO at Florida A&M.
Yes.
We were talking with her about some of her favorite songs, and we asked her to sing. Laura asked her to sing, and she actually broke out and sang "Greatest Love of All." And I was so touched and moved. She can blow. And so when that episode comes out, I hope like you got to tune in and catch that too.
Yes. She surprised us both. I had no idea because Sabrina probably knew she knows how to sing, but she had mentioned karaoke and she sang that. So I was like, anybody who picks that for karaoke must know how to sing. And she does. And she did.
And you said the key word there, Laura.
Well,
karaoke.
Well, I host All Star Karaoke, which is a vision that my partner Aunt coincidentally had from 2009. We were asked at a spot in Harlem, native restaurant, to host a networking night. And Aunt says to me, like, you are networking. Why don't you do something that you enjoy, like karaoke? So we launched All Star Karaoke at a great restaurant in Harlem in 2009. We've traveled it all over New York. We're currently in East Harlem at Sephora Restaurant every Wednesday, 6 to 10. But our joke is we never know who will pop by. So over these years, the divas have stopped by. Monica has come by.
I have some of those pictures too.
Yes.
Some Kiki
Wyatt came by. Kiki Wyatt says, I'll come by. I'll sing that song.
That night too, though.
Say that again.
And Patrick, do you remember we sang I Just Can't Stop Loving You?
Absolutely.
And I kind of messed up the lyrics, but
you were an amazing Saida Garrett. You were an amazing.
Oh, thank you. I wish I could find that, but.
And say the name of it. Wait, Patrick, real quick. Say the name of your spot again and say it slower.
So my current All Star Karaoke residency is every Wednesday in East Harlem at Sephora Restaurant, 6 to 10, $3 shots. We do a 9:30 giveaway. It's and a lot of our giveaways are books. And I not only give away my book, we've had great book giveaways. Michelle Obama's team sent 20 of her belonging books signed. We gave away one a week. A lot of great people. Ramon Hervey.
Sabrina and I have to come. Sabrina, we have to go. We have to go.
Any Wednesday you're here 6 to 10. It's a super fun night. Citra Smith surprised me for my birthday. That's Tasha Smith's twin, and she's a dear friend with whom I do work in this entertainment realm. And she's Miami-based now, but surprised me for my birthday at All Star Karaoke. So it's just a fun night. Let's
flash back to your Morehouse and Atlanta media days, and tell us, take a minute, to go to that category. What was the energy like to you? What did it feel like to you in Atlanta during that time in the 90s? Because, in the 90s, it felt like a cultural explosion. Did it feel that way to you? It felt that way.
It did. But before I answer your question, dear old Morehouse, dear old Morehouse. That's our
alma mater.
That's our song. All that to say, yeah, Atlanta was bustling like Motown in the 60s. Atlanta was growing into this entertainment hub. LaFace Records was launching. That's LA and Babyface starting their label, and that would be the label that gave birth to TLC and Usher and Toni Braxton. Dallas Austin was doing his thing at Rowdy, as well as Jermaine Dupri at So So Def. And coming into Morehouse in '88, inspired by all the energy of A Different World and school days, knowing that I was going to study media and entertainment, and I was going to host one of those coronations that I saw in school days, ended. And I knew I was going to be in that glee club that sang at the beginning of school days and was. And so Morehouse really was like an opportunity for not only Atlanta, or Atlanta was not only the backdrop for any AUC student or Atlanta student to come and learn and grow and network and expand, but Morehouse was a feeding ground for that. And Clark Atlanta University, we were a feeding ground for young journalists and young creatives who got to kind of be the interns at many of these businesses.
And Spelman.
And Spelman and Morris Brown. Yeah. And so Atlanta was happening in a way that now we see it as this international city, and we sort of speak Atlanta's name in the same breath as LA and New York now. But then it was emerging into that, and it was just on fire. And Sabrina, you know that because you were there.
That was the time when everybody wanted to move to Atlanta, you know.
Yes.
And
how did you two meet, real quick? How did the two of you meet? You and Sabrina.
Well, I'll give my version. I was working as an independent publicist for an independent filmmaker by the name of Aki Spicer, who is now doing big things, making big checks, making all the money. And he went to Morehouse too. And so we put together a screening of his independent film with his partners, Stephen Foley and Sean Shepard, and they all went to Morehouse.
And all friends to this day. I haven't seen him as much, but I see the other two as well.
Yes. And he said, "Oh, make sure you invite Patrick Riley." And so, but we had the screening, and Patrick attended, and also that was when you were the morning show booker for Good Day Atlanta.
I was hired out of Good Day Atlanta. I mean, out of Morehouse as the associate producer for Good Day Atlanta. And
what a gig! What a first gig out of college.
That's right.
And then I have a little something to share.
Are you kidding me? Was that the headshot that we used?
Yes, this is the headshot.
Well, look, I look younger
handsome.
Don't I look younger now? I feel like I look younger now.
You look very young.
Look at you
now.
Now. I have to tell you, Patrick. When I moved back home to LA, I still had it, and you're just such a light and so inspirational. Sometimes, you know, like I was working at Sony Pictures, but I was in HR, and I was trying to transfer into publicity. And sometimes you'd be like, "Oh man, I'm so sick of this department." But I would look at your pictures sometimes and just remember, like, this, you know, this area is the area I'm going to be with Patrick, you know, doing what we were doing before.
I love that.
It just cheers you up when you look at this picture. And that's how you are, Patrick. You cheer everybody up. When you walk in the room, it's like, "Oh, Patrick's here. All right, yeah."
That's called being a bringer of the light.
Yeah.
Bringer of the light.
Well, I feel like you're reflecting that back on me right at the right time. You know, right at the right time where we ask ourselves, what and how are we going to keep it going and keep it moving and keep it interesting and keep it fresh? And reasons like that will keep me in the game. And so thank you
for sure. I mean, you've touched a lot of people.
Into the mentor shoes. And I remember someone saying to me, well, last year, NABJ, I've gone to every NABJ since 1991 when I was an NABJ baby. You know, I got the internship at WFTV Channel 9 in Orlando, and I as a Morehouse man said, I want to do more than those 3 days they're giving me a week. So they put me at the sister radio station WLOQ on the other 2 days because I wanted to work more and harder, and NABJ gave me that start and that drive, and I continue to sort of be moved by that. Last year, the NABJ founders honored me with one of its I don't know. Do you say lifetime achievement? Kind of volunteer achievement, lifetime achievement.
Because you were
it sounds funny to say that, but with an achievement award. Let's just
the chairperson of the A&E task force.
Yeah, and it was for a lot of those reasons, chairing the Arts and Entertainment Task Force, and really just pouring into what NABJ is about, which just sort of keeps us all community, gives us those spaces to be a light, so that we can reflect back the keep on goings that we all need to do, and all those things that Diana has told us in her catalog. You know, I ain't been licked.
I love that. You didn't mention that, but I was going to mention it. We were mentioning the songs because I love I Ain't Been Licked, and that's another one that makes me just feel so like I'm not done yet. Nothing can get me down.
Those are the anthems. Those are my anthems, and I use them in my daily life, and I think that's a lot of what I try to sort of represent, I guess, as an NABJ person and as a person in the media.
Can you tell exactly what NABJ stands for? So for the people that don't know.
Absolutely. It is the National Association of Black Journalists. Just celebrated. Yes, let's clap for that. And just celebrated its 50th year on this
Wow.
show.
That's
Wow.
Charlotte Roy, one of my former
Founder.
bosses. She was honored as she was one of the founders
Yes.
of NABJ.
And was just
And
inducted into the Hall of
um,
Fame.
Ooh.
She was just inducted into the Hall of Fame. You know that, right?
yes, yes. And I chatted with her, and I have a picture of her. One of our other from Roy Communications attended and was able to get a picture with her. She doesn't like to come out too much. I hope I can get her on the podcast, but she says she just enjoys being a hermit now. And but she was
Well,
a big part of Atlanta,
a
very
big part. And I remember
Mhm.
your time with her as well, because we've had so many lives in this
Yes.
industry.
She
I
did a
remember
lot. Yeah, we did
just
the opening of the Magic Johnson theaters. She had,
yes.
I mean, major clients. I got a feature in Black Enterprise when I was with her because I fit the bill of not someone with too much experience and not an entry level. But
So
those,
Right.
that is a huge, I'm so glad you said what the acronym means, because I knew any type of award that you're going to be getting is going to be great. But for coming from that association and getting a Lifetime Achievement Award,
And,
yes,
and just let me, I'll say two quick things. One is
you.
NABJ is going to be in Atlanta in August. So that's the FYI.
this year,
We're going to be, it's been in Atlanta before. We're going to be there this year for the first time in a long time, August 12th through 16th. And I'm going to be there producing the W.E.B. Du Bois session for Vive Healthcare for a fourth year in a row. I can't tell you who our surprise guest is this year, but I can tell you who we've had the last 3 years.
tell us.
Laverne Cox, Tina
Okay.
Knowles, and last year we had Tamar Braxton.
Wow.
Just so you know
Okay.
what level we're working on. And I should
Yes.
also acknowledge that I'm a founding member of the NABJ LGBTQ task force. And yeah, and they 2 years ago honored me with their visibility award. So I always have to
Woo.
I gotta shout out the gays.
Yes,
So
you do. Yes, you do.
You've also worked with someone whose name starts with the letter O, Miss
Oprah.
Oprah.
Yes,
Woo.
yes. Tell us about that time, Patrick, working with the Oprah Winfrey.
Well, I will say I think my work with Oprah for firstly on the Oprah Winfrey Show it goes down as career highlight. I got an opportunity after working with Geraldo at CNBC for a couple of years here in New York. I got a call from the Oprah people. And guess why did I get the call from the Oprah people? Because
Did you have something to do with Diana Ross?
someone at NABJ.
Oh, okay.
Just sort of getting that networking point in, it's all about who you know. It's who you know. So after my time with Geraldo, I would get offered an opportunity to be a senior field producer for the Oprah Winfrey Show. I negotiated not having to move to Chicago, so I was able to stay in New York, but I had to be ready to fly and hop on a plane whenever they called. And the assignments were amazing. My first assignment was Susan Taylor. We did Remembering Your Spirit, her walk in the park, and then I spent a day with her at Essence, because that was during the time where she was running the show at Essence. But the highlight, and I think this might be where Sabrina's getting, is I was the sole interviewer of all of Oprah's legends and youngins at her historic 3-day event honoring all of the great legendary African-American women, from Coretta Scott King to on and on. I could go, Patti LaBelle, Aretha Franklin, Lena Horne. It was a great night. And so it was a 3-day event in Montecito / Santa Barbara. The first event was a luncheon on the Promised Land, which is Oprah's property. Oprah's rule was whoever you interview of our legends and youngins on the first day, don't bother them on the second day. Whoever you interview on the second day, don't bother them on the third day. Because the second day was the the white tie ball. So that was the formal event.
When you say Promised Land, do you mean her estate in Hawaii or?
No, her estate in Montecito, which is Santa Barbara, is dubbed the Promised Land. Yes, but you're right. There's another Promised Land over there in Hawaii.
How was it working with Oprah? How was it working with her?
The work with her was amazing. It was demanding work, high profile work, and work that put me in front of, kind of, as I'm pointing out, all the greats. And there was trust there for me to do these great interviews, to write these great pieces, to lift these great women up. I can't think of a better time, so much so that after 2012, when the show wrapped, oh, by the way, my final assignment was to produce the Morehouse men who surprised her at the United Center, each with a candle in their hand, because candle in the dark is our motto. And they found their way through the audience. We did a whole blocking to enter the stage while the Wicked Star sang For Good, the song. the Wicked Broadway star.
Yeah.
And so it was a beautiful moment. Kristen Chenoweth. I wasn't going to be able to move forward if I didn't say her name. And
Oh,
that was the last opportunity. And then I had another decade of work with the network producing on.
I love Kristen, by the way. I love her.
I love her too. I love her too. Producing Oprah Where Are They Now, which was on the Oprah Winfrey Network for another, I think, 8 years after the show wrapped. So I've had my best assignments, my best dispatches as a producer, as an interviewer, really have been from Oprah. Just
wow. Okay, because I was going to say, when you think of a mentor or anybody or a legend in the industry who gave you advice that completely shifted, your thinking or what you were actually going for, or just improved what your experience, would you say that's Oprah, or do you have someone else in mind?
Well, I'd say Oprah was that mentor before. You know how you have a mentor, someone who you admire. I think at my high school graduation, I said I will be working for Oprah in the next 10 years. And in 10 years, my high school classmates were all coming up to me weeping that it actually happened.
Oh.
Well, not only did I say it, but I said it on the local news.
Oh my God.
So it's on tape.
Good job. That's such great alignment. Great alignment.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That is just,
and also
that gave me chills.
And also, I will say the Oprah work really opened me up to sort of what life looks like now. I choose what I say yes to in a different way. I wasn't necessarily interested in jumping into another talk show because I felt like I had done it the best way. So when Wendy Williams called, it was for special projects. It was for me to work with her in a kind of finite way without having to do the grid of daily talk, because the grid of daily talk is a grind. And it still is, no matter, Tamara and Sherry, they're all grinding in a way that for my lifestyle, I don't welcome, but I still have to work. And so I have been able to, because of that Oprah work, sort of define what the projects are that I will attract from here. When NBC called and needed an instant executive producer for the More You Know campaign in 2017-18, I was able to sort of say, okay, I'm so happy that I don't have to sort of be at NBC in some way to be able to work towards getting this executive producer credit. I got that executive producer credit off the curb, went in there, did it in excellence, executive produced everybody from Andy Cohen to Al Roker, with whom I worked when in the mid 90s. On and on I could go with the great NBC talent that we had on that campaign. And then I wrapped it up and moved on about my business to the next project. So
the More You Know, and it would go like, the more you know.
The More You Know.
Is that the one?
That is the one. The iconic The More You Know.
I love those.
This is a flashback. This is a real flashback, Patrick. Because you've been working with celebrities and all of that. So tell us about this flashback.
Well, this is when I interviewed the iconic Harry Belafonte. His comprehensive music box collection was released. We were in Orlando at NABJ. I was chairing the NABJ Arts and Entertainment Task Force. That's my good girlfriend, Camille Morrison, who has
all
the greats. She styled all the greats in the 90s from, she did India Arie, a lot of the face artists. She's a stylist and now a global traveler. But but this convention is very, a great memory. So Harry was wonderful. He was charming. He signed all of the box sets, all of that. But can I tell you, this is the NABJ convention, late August 2001, when we found out that Aaliyah died.
I just got this.
And it was the next day. So this is the day after. This is the morning after we found out the night before.
Oh boy.
That she passed away. Yeah. So I remember it. You see how a picture brings you back? It brings me right back. Yeah. But Harry Belafonte, yet again, one of the greats, one of the icons, first Black man to win I think a Tony and an Emmy. Best friends with Sidney Poitier, first Black man to win an Oscar.
Yes. One of the songs is called something. It's not the Deo one, but anyway. But that's a song that we play a lot in the assisted living homes, and I tell you, the guys and gals, they really love that song. But he's major from what's the show that came on Sunday nights? Ed Sullivan Show.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
A lot of history where he was like one of the very first Black entertainers to appear on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Absolutely.
Man, look at you, Patrick, with your arm around Harry Belafonte.
It was a dream. It was a dream. And I have to tell you, Sabrina, you know who did the publicity on this? It was Paula Witt. You know Paula Witt?
Yes.
Who is currently Janet Jackson's publicist for
Paula Witt. Go girl. Go girl. That is so beautiful.
You see, Laura, how we slide in that shop talk. We slide it in.
I do.
Yeah, we have to all those the names, and you got to make sure you spell them right and say them right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, our
And then,
friends.
Patrick, what about this one? Because I noticed it says it's coming up. This is Arise, right? It says Arise there, but what's actually going on? You can
Oh,
tell
well,
us.
let me tell you, Arise Entertainment 360 was an entertainment magazine show on Arise News, which is a network out of Nigeria. One of the post-Oprah things I was able to attract was an opportunity to be not only the pop culture expert for Arise Entertainment 360, and as this clip shows, also for Arise News. They would use me and repurpose me for all of the shows. But
I love
I
that.
also was a fill-in anchor for
Oh,
Lola Ogunaki. So whenever Shannon Lanier, who was the main host, wasn't available, they used me. And so I really got to fulfill, and Sabrina knows this, I've always been a multi-hyphenate, producer
Mhm,
slash personality slash
mhm,
writer.
mhm.
And I found ways to navigate. I think I've had, you know, one might argue my most lucrative success is as a producer, but I have attracted some really good work as a TV personality. And this was an amazing opportunity for 5 years being on
wow.
this global air,
Global.
and it was a good thing. Now,
Were you
do I tell
filming
the real tough
remotely though?
story? The
Patrick, were
network,
you?
the network stopped paying at the end, and then it was a whole thing. I mean, do I tell the whole
Hmm.
story? I do.
Yes, tell it. A quick thing, as long
Now,
as it's not going
I
to get
got
you.
all my checks, but
Okay.
the train couldn't stay on the station on me getting my checks alone.
But wait, so were you filming remotely or were you in Nigeria?
We were in the
Because
New York City studio.
oh,
There was
okay,
a New York City studio, so that we were in the New York City headquarters for Arise. Yeah,
okay.
but beaming globally, beaming globally. Yeah.
Oh, beaming globally. Okay,
Mhm.
that's cool. Okay.
Mhm. Yay!
Look, I
Um,
mean, you know, like there are certain memories you don't choose to remember, not because they weren't special, just because of this, that, or the other. So I thank you for bringing these folks back.
yes, and Laura is like been she's walked red carpets, you know, so she's been in front of the camera where she brings that dynamic and that
Yes,
perspective where you and I were orchestrating and supervising
we
from two
worked the
different
carpet.
sides.
We worked the carpet.
Yeah.
Laura
Work
worked.
it. Work it.
No, Laura, you worked it on the carpet. We worked the carpet.
That's a good one. Good one. Yes. Yeah, but
Yes.
that's so good because you know she helps make sure our audience knows like what does NABJ stand for.
Yes.
But I love you for that, Laura, because we don't want to just be talking all this, you know, shop talk and lingo like what.
This inside baseball, the way that although it was so funny, and for the record, Arsenio has a memoir coming out at the top of this month ahead.
Mhm.
But the way that he and Eddie used to be on the show, right? They would just, it was all inside, but it
Mhm.
was entertaining to watch. But it was all inside baseball, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know who else is that? Oprah and Gail do that too. You know, but you know they're a little more. They're communicators. But you know when they're together, it's just such a wonderful chemistry. And
What a behind the scene moment that you'd like to share with the viewers that they would never have known about? Like it looks perfect to us or it looked good to us, but behind the scenes it was like chaos before it came out.
well, I'll have to just to qualify since we're in current times for CBS Saturday Morning and CBS Mornings. I am on the e-commerce side, so I work for the media production company that produces CBS Deals, and that media production company is called Knocking. And so CBS Deals are the deal segments that are in every episode of CBS Mornings and CBS Saturday Morning.
Okay.
And so, which is it's a different lane for me because you remember I said I didn't really want to come back to a daily grind of commercial TV, which
Yeah.
includes talk and it includes newsrooms. I'm not independently wealthy. It was a great opportunity that came my way, presented to me by who? Someone I worked with at Oprah and someone I know from NABJ, going back to relationship building. And so
Relationship building.
so the good fit for this amazing segment, brand rich, lucrative segment that I have a chance to produce for CBS Mornings is the When the Celebs Come. So we've had Hill Harper come to celebrate a product that he's endorsing around shampoo for dogs. 'Cause
Oh.
he's a dog dad, right?
Oh,
He's
and
a
Laura
dad
is
and a
a
dog
dog
dad.
mommy, and
Yes, I am.
I was a dog mom. We're gonna get another one, but I
You're
did
gonna get another.
And they need shampooing desperately.
In my Black woman amplifying lane, Nicole Ari Parker has gone on several times to promote gym wrap, which are her wraps for women to keep their
Okay.
hair together when they go and work out.
She's beautiful. She's beautiful, talented, and all of that.
You know, Dennis
Nicole.
Basso, when the big designer did a special line for the Rest Charge, which is one of our big sellers, the Rest Charge, which is a portable charger that goes, and we do all categories. So it's all kinds of things that are included in the deal segment. It's usually
How do people find this though, Patrick? How do they see it?
CBSdeals.com. CBSdeals.com is where you can find the deals, and you can see the CBS Deals segment in any episode of CBS Mornings or CBS Saturday Morning.
Okay, thank you.
That's right in line with doesn't Let's Make a Deal come on CBS?
Let's see, who does go on CBS. Well, this is in line with kind of those deal segments. I mean, the deal segments that all the shows have now, right? You know, The View, there's View Your Deal, there's, you know, NBC has those types of segments. And the discounts, these are exclusive discounts. So we're not just selling, we're selling and we're curating. And storytelling is a part of what I'm producing with that segment. I'm producing experts who have to sort of come in and bring up the points and sort of shape the points that would resonate with a viewer. So we're not just selling, we're really kind of, we're folding our segment into the editorial, but making money for the editorial at the same time. You know, coming from the world where it wasn't e-commerce, it was just Oprah giving away things. But I had to produce a lot of that material, you know. And so it's nice to sort of see that it's become now a rubric for TV, this idea of e-commerce kind of getting into the mix of the actual format of the show.
What do you hope the next generation will understand about the craft? You know, what do they need to get about the craft?
Well, the first thing I'd say, because it's my experience that they don't do this, is listen. And listen to moments like this. Sort of now that the playing field is leveled for content creation, and we can all find a platform and a space to do storytelling, whether it's conversation, whether it's even film work. You know, people are doing their film work on phones these days, you know, but whatever that looks like, the playing field and the playground to create is there. And because we now see the benefit of that, meaning those of us who are a little older, I think now these youngins that are coming up can benefit from not having to hear us face to face, because they don't want to, you know, nobody looks at each other in the eyes anymore. But they really need to begin to subscribe to podcasts, the like, to get that information. The information that is not so easily crunched by Chat GPT or AI.
Yeah, not like
real sense and sensibility. And so I think listening is a big part. Flexibility is another part. You know, we come from an empowered generation of no being a powerful word, and no establishes boundaries. And I did it. I said no to Harpo 2 times before I then said yes to what was the right offer for me. Now, you think I'd do that today? I'd probably say yes. So my point is, I think it's important in this day and age, and for all the entitlement that these youngins may feel, and for all the shoulders that they may not feel they're standing on, even though we know they are, I think it's important that they sort of get the discernment between the powerful no that establishes a boundary and the yes that shows you that I'm with the team, I'm willing to do what I have to do to get this goal to the finish line, and to maybe accelerate myself to the next level. Because that's the if there's the critique is that I find that nobody stays long enough to do anything. I mean, these kids today often will quit on the first week. You know what I mean? That's different than kind of how we used to do it, to then get to that point where we then started establishing boundaries.
Yeah, the commitment, the hunger, the drive.
So I want ears. I want clean ears. In fact, we have a product that cleans ears on CBS Deals. I need them all to get that.
Pick that up.
And then to start listening, because I think listening is going to be, and guess what? As I tell them to listen, guess what? I'm listening too. Because so much is changing in these various industries. We're all having to figure out how to decode our stability. We're having to decode what's going on so we can have a livelihood. It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
We're also going to just let you guys know about our sponsor, Music Memory Lane. And Sabrina, can you tell me quickly about that?
Yes. So Music Memory Lane is a nonprofit that I founded together with my family, my fiance and his mom. And she is turning 87 this year. And, you know, she doesn't mind saying that. You know, when you get like past 70s, 80s, like, yes, I'm 87 years old. But she came to live with us. And it grew out of that, where she loves her music, you know, all the way up. She loves some current music, but she loves music, and it brings so much joy to her day. And one of her caregivers said, you know, you could do this
looking for therapeutic
seniors as well.
Programs your residents will love.
And then you could talk
Blends
over
nostalgia,
it.
movement, and joy. Perfect for senior living and memory care. Book your free demo today. Music Memory Lane, where memories dance.
That's just a little real short 15-second promo. But you know, there is much wood. You know,
there's another one real quick that needs to be turned down.
Oh, I love this one.
Okay, you're getting low with it. Drop it like it's hot.
Come on, y'all.
We'll stay together. Loving you wherever. Time to do the best.
Doctor, can I hear you?
Why? I mean,
to work that walker. Would you, baby?
And that's how fun it is.
So much fun. I love that.
Yeah, it's like bringing Soul Train and American Bandstand to the assisted livings, we don't call them nursing homes anymore, but
Oh,
so
look, I hope I can come to Atlanta and we do a little karaoke moment.
oh, that'll be perfect.
And then I will sing my number one Diana Ross song, which nobody asked, The Boss.
Oh, the boss! Yeah, I love that one. I forgot to ask you what your favorite was. But you probably have albums of favorites. It's not just one. I don't even know how you could pick one.
But The Boss is my anthem, and there are a lot. And maybe when we get together the next time, I can get into some of what those lyrics mean to me. But it's The Boss.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. And it's my turn. It's my turn. I use is a second.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. I forgot about that one.
I know. I love that one too.
So we talked about a bunch of things here. We talked about Music Memory Lane and giving back to help our seniors with memory loss. But now we cannot finish until we do the flashback rapid fire round.
Let's go.
And it's similar to this or that. And so I'm going to ask you a question, and then you don't do too much thinking. Just pick your favorite of the two.
Oh, I feel like I'm on Watch What Happens with Andy Cohen. I love it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Motown or Philly soul?
Motown, baby.
Okay. Vinyl records or streaming playlist?
Vinyl, and all my vinyl burnt in my home fire a few years ago, so I'm rebuilding my collection.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
vinyl
sad. I'm
playlists.
sorry, Patrick.
I'm back, but I'm back home.
Okay.
I'm back home.
Okay.
I'm back home, so we're good. Y'all don't feel sorry for me. I'm home. I'm home,
Oh, okay,
and I'm back. And I'm back better. How about that?
Yes,
That's
yes.
the attitude to have. Yes.
Mhm.
Soul Train line or Studio 54 dance floor?
Oh, I love the Soul Train line, but if Diana and Michael wanted me to come to the Studio 54, then I'd have to skip the Soul Train line for Studio 54.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it depends on who I'm going to be at Studio 54 with. That's the question.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Diana Ross solo or Diana Ross with the Supremes?
All of them, but
Ooh.
Diana Ross solo is the one that is my North Star. Diana Ross solo is my North Star.
Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, backstage interviews or red carpet moments?
Red carpet's better because backstage is it can be not that red carpet isn't, but once red carpet is done, it's done.
Maybe there's more cameras on the carpet. Backstage, it's like nobody's watching, so I can be who I really am.
And then
That's another perspective. Yeah. I always feel like I'm gonna mess up something backstage. You know, I feel like I'm gonna trip
Like
on
pull out a cord by accident or trip over something. Yeah.
because Sabrina, even though it's Patrick's, I was going to ask you that real quick because you've been on both. So what about you? Red carpet or backstage? Or do you follow what Patrick said? You feel like you're going to mess something up?
I would say red carpet. Red carpet. It's a little bit more contained. And then for me, after my 875th red carpet, I start being like, okay, is it over yet? Okay. When it's over, it's over. Boom. Then it's on to it.
And now you divas are able to wear, tennis shoes and such. Because during the day, y'all weren't wearing tennis shoes.
Mhm.
Am I right?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I love that though. I love that. Especially
Yeah,
because I
I
don't
think
wear heels.
that comfort piece is a nice. I think it makes sense. You know what I
It
mean?
does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it
So
does.
now, real quick, Patrick, on to yours is Broadway opening night or Apollo Theater?
Oh, Broadway opening night. I love a Broadway opening night. And not just because Motown the musical, any of the Broadway opening nights. As Sabrina mentioned, I do talkbacks. So sometimes they'll say, hey, Patrick, can you do the pre-opening night talkback, which is usually a big thing. But I'm like, yes, and I still need to come to opening night. I love opening night. It's just a magical night where the work and the workshopping that these creatives put into that piece, and musicals are my favorite I like plays, but musicals I love. And when
Me
you
too.
finally see them sort of come back, when you see them ready to go and ready to lock for that New York Times review, which is on that opening night, it's just, there's nothing like it. So so what am I waiting with bated breath for? Dreamgirls, the revival.
Oh, did they already know who's playing in it and starring in it already? Did they already
No casting
know that?
announcements. They've just announced that Jennifer Hudson is on board as a producer, which is, that's
Oh,
that's nice influence for the team,
Mhm,
Oh,
mhm.
that's lovely. I love it.
Yeah. So Aretha Franklin or Patti LaBelle?
Oh, I love that. Well, I love them both. I had a special relationship with Aretha. The Franklin estate has been really good to me over the years, inviting me to Aretha Franklin birthday parties and the like. I have interviewed Patti many times. So I guess if I'm going to say one or the other, Aretha, but I love me some Patti.
Me too. Okay, what about New York Energy? Oh, go on, Sabrina. What?
Oh, I'm just saying, Patty she's so sweet. I love
She's
working
so
with her.
sweet. And I remember one time I interviewed her the day that Gerald Levert died. And I was on my way to her home, and I knew they were friends, and I was thinking they were going to cancel the interview, but she said, "Come on." And she just was so, well, she was super nice, super engaging, wonderful. We were in her home. She even took time to give me a snack, but she had to then rush out to get to the Philly radio station to do a, kind of a memory of him. But I'll never forget. And she looked at my shoes. She was like, "Homeboy, those are cute." And I had on some Versace shoes, and she had on these boots, and she was like, "Oh, this is Versace too." I'm like, I just was like,
Okay.
the diva and the diva. What?
That's so cute. And you worked with her, Sabrina. You were mentioning you worked with her as well.
Yeah, it was. She's been on several BET shows, but the one I was thinking of was Celebration of Gospel, and she performed, and I did her radio tour for her with, to promote Celebration of Gospel. And she's just so sweet, very just so friendly, open. You feel like you're friends, although you're not, but still, just very sweet. And then I remember we went to Crustacean restaurant, and turns out she was there, and she invited us to. It was me, Tasha, and Leslie, and Will I Am was there, and then we just had such a good old time and some good old, crab. But she's just
on Patty's dime, I'm hoping, or somebody's dime.
Yes, it was on Patty's dime, not Deborah Lee's dime that time.
Okay, so this one might be easy for you, but New York energy or Atlanta vibe?
I love them both, but New York is my home, and Atlanta is the place I return, along with Savannah. I don't go to Georgia without doing both Atlanta and Savannah, and it's still my soft place to land, but it also carries sadness. I don't have either of my parents. I lost my mom in 94, my dad in 2023, so a lot of those reasons, I think, that people go back home, those are not my reasons anymore. So as my peers might be going back for those reasons, if I go back, and certainly there's family there, and certainly there's all the things that I left behind that I love still, it's a different feeling. So there's a little bit of a choke every time. So it makes it it's a different feeling, if that makes sense. But which is why New York is my home base.
Yeah.
But I do still love to take the time to be with my people in Atlanta and Savannah.
Okay. And the very last question before we close is Morehouse Homecoming or NABJ convention?
Well, I just answered that. I've been at every NABJ convention since 1990. So it would be NABJ. Now, that doesn't mean I don't love my Morehouse Homecoming, and it doesn't mean I don't go back every 5 years for the class of 92's reunion. But I can't go every year. I can't go every year.
Not every year.
And I'll tell you this, it's usually because I'm assigned otherwise. Like if my schedule is free, there's no reason not to go. But I'm usually just scheduled otherwise, where I'm not going to take that off. I have to take NABJ off. NABJ, I have to take off.
Okay. Well, Patrick, this has been such a great conversation.
It really has. It feels like
real welcome.
I'm sure so many folks that are watching and listening is like they're going back to their memories, just listening to you. It's just a beautiful walk down memory lane.
Awesome. Well, thanks for letting me do it. And also, folks, you guys keep tuning into the Flashback Squad. Now, don't think just because this is the best episode in the whole series that you don't have to watch other episodes. It's important that you watch the Flashback Squad every week. Is this every week? And every
yes, it's going to be weekly. And I think we're going to do Thursdays. Today's Thursday. We love Thursday. We're going to stick with Thursdays.
Perfect. So get your weekly dose of Flashback Squad. I know I am.
And remember to subscribe, like, and comment. Right? Okay.
Yes. Thank you so much, everybody. And until next time, we'll catch you on the
rewind. Yay! Thank you. Thanks, Patrick.
Bye, guys.
Actually, we'll see you on your next episode with us.
Yes.